Hi, this is Lada, the founder of the Radiant Yin Sanctuary. Today is Monday, February 9th, the 9th, and I was asked to record this video as we're all feeling the energy buildup. So, as we're approaching the energetical new year, the real energetical new year, the energy has been really building up, and I have received messages from some of you about a possible distraction and a possible catastrophe happening. And I was asked to record this message about creation. So as we live in duality, as we all live in duality, right? But our mind was programmed into it's either or. So let's say it's either distraction or creation. It's either love or hate. It's either white or black, which of course absolutely isn't correct. It is all in between. And our place as human beings here on earth is to understand and embrace both of it, to embrace both sides of the duality. And what happened is that certain form of beings that we teach about in Advanced Intuitive Program and Freemasons, Rosicrucians, and other ancient philosophies, they've known about it for a very long time, but it was kept a secret, right? Secrecy is part of the old word. So as these beings invaded millennia ago our planet and started seeding and grounding the energy that came from their planet, which is divide and conquer. And I've been talking about divide and conquer more and more. And divide and conquer, part of it is also the duality separation. It's either or. And part of it was also creating spirituality that was only based on the masculine and wiping out the part of it that is feminine. And the truth is that we need both. We have both the yin and yang within us, and we need both. We need to listen and also take action. We need to ask, but then also allow and receive. We need strength and an edge, but also softness and surrender. I notice one is part of the masculine and one is part of the feminine. And right now, in this energy that we're all in, we're being really asked to listen, to be still and receive our guidance, receive our messages. What's my next step? And again, as one of my very wise former teachers used to say, in order to get from A to B, we first have to be at A. And yet in this system of matrix of constant pushing and overproducing and what's my next step? What am I supposed to do? We're really often missing the part of just shut the fuck up and listen. And not listening with one's head, right? Like, oh, I'm waiting for an answer. I see that a lot in intuitive training. Often the first year or two for some people is about shut the fuck up and let the answer come to you. Stop looking for it. And we're so trained to be like, okay, what's next? What am I supposed to do? I hear that in sessions sometimes, and I say hello and help people clear energy. It's like, well, but what am I supposed to do? And that's the third chakra often, right? Doing. And doing is important, but it's part of the equation. As much as asking for something is important, but the other part of the equation is receiving. Are you open to receive? And receiving is in the same ballpark as listening. It's the part of our yin. It's part of our feminine, able to receive. And we celebrate these incredible beings, let's say like Buddha, But do you know that Buddha was freaking sitting under that freaking tree for I don't know how many years? I believe it was like 35 years or something. I don't know the exact time. And just sitting there and waiting, receiving, learning to get out of the doing mind and being just like, okay, I'm gonna meet my demons, I'm gonna go into my shadow self, and I'm gonna discover something that is truth. And as much as I love Buddha and Buddhist philosophy, it's also only one part of the equation. Is the idea, oh, we need to transcend this body. There's something, this body is a problem, and we need to transcend it. And so what's birthing into this new earth, and part of it is the earth cleansing, releasing millennia of horrible trauma. And what's happening is that remembrance, but this body is sacred too. This body is part of the goddess, part of the feminine. So we are these souls, right? We're souls, and for us who are intuitive workers, we work in spirit every day. I work with spirit every day, many hours of in trance. But even if I'm not in trance, I'm connected with spirit. However, there is a connection with spirit that can be disembodied. And then we're going to have a problem taking action. We're going to be very comfortable meditating and doing spiritual work and taking 50 gazillion classes, looking for that, looking, right? So your energy is into looking. One more class and I'm going to be enlightened. That's not how it works. And then there is the other extreme, which would be the doing, the masculine. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Right? Like a Duracell rabbit. And the part of the yin, which is just shut up, sit down, listen, open your heart, connect. And sometimes the answers don't come immediately. And for those of us who've been meditating for a really long time, we know that. And it's not about to look for the answer, right? Which is the challenge of a lot of intuitives, is they're sitting on the astral looking for an answer. It's more about embodying ourselves and allowing the answers coming to us. That's where the magnetism starts happening. That's when you start noticing way more synchronicities happening in your life, because you're becoming aligned with the higher part of you, that's the soul, in your physical body. That's part of this divine creation. These physical bodies are divine. They have information in them. Each chakra, it's equally important. What we're really healing is we're systematically, and the country we were born in, because everybody has freaking trauma. I work with people all over the world. Believe me, everybody has some form of trauma. And I used to think that the communist trauma was the biggest trauma and I'm such a big victim. And I remember in my early 30s when I lived in England, I had to go through this whole growth period of like, well, if I was born in England, my life would be different. Or, when I used to visit America every year for the psychic conferences we did as part of the center I was in, I'd be like, well, if I was American, my life would look different. Living in America for 6 years, I can tell you, I'm so grateful I chose to be born where I was born when I was born, because money wasn't a thing. Popularity wasn't a thing. This idea, oh, you don't have enough, you have to better yourself constantly, or the fake positivism, that wasn't a thing. People had to be freaking real, to the point of really deep depression and being scared of each other, right? This is where I'm talking about the trauma. But there were values. The art was real. It was an overproduction. There was time that was put into things. There were real messages. And there's some realness amongst people. So we do choose where we are born. We are choosing it for a reason. And you can't uncover why your soul choose this entry point unless you're in the victim. Poor me. Poor me, I was born in this country. Poor me, I was born in this body. Poor me, I was born to these parents. Poor me. And I know it's hard to hear. And victim, really accepting the fact that at some point of our lives we were a victim, we were a kid, and we were born in a certain situation to parents, and what we really just wanted was to be held, seen, and loved and accepted. Most of us didn't get that, right? And our parents could only give us what they could because they were themselves raised by traumatized parents who were themselves raised by traumatized parents. Look at the history on earth: wars, suffering, hunger, all of this. It's in our genetic information. We can deprogram it, but kind of that's what we come in. We come with this setup to heal. And if we don't stay stuck in a victim, in the poor me, we embrace that, we heal that, then we can realize, like, holy smokes, I have all these gifts because I was able to own it and heal it. It's like a diamond. Diamond is not created, it's created because there is pressure, right? We need pressure to turn into a diamond. And every person I know that is truly awakened went through freaking hell to find who they are, to liberate themselves, including me. And I know a lot of you are going through that. So this is your path to liberation. That problem, that situation you were most scared of in your life that just happened is the doorway. And we're constantly choosing, right? So the difference in unconscious creating is that you have a set of pictures and programmings you're running, and you believe that there is a bigger force that is somehow deciding if you're worthy or not, if you're sinful or not, and you're just kind of running automatically, and you often feel like a victim and things are happening to you. When you know you're becoming more aware is when you accept that this is happening for you. You are the one who is creating this reality. If there are parts of your reality that you're not aligned with, that's programming, pictures, suppressed emotions, cultural stuff, other people's energy in your space, your freaking family, right, who molded you, people you met around yourself, right, trying to be loved, looking for something outside of ourselves. But when you start owning it and being like, damn, I'm the creator, that's when things shift. It doesn't happen overnight. This is a journey. And part of it is we are here for this. We're not here to create wealth and, the biggest Instagram account or have the highest education of them all or have the best body of them all. This is ridiculous. We are here to experience this, experience awakening, experience growth, finding ourselves and reconnecting to what is. And the truth is that we are all divine. The light is within. The love is within. The truth is within. You can't find it outside of yourself. And that's where a lot of people get lost, even on different stages of what I can call spiritual liberation. Is okay, I'm here, I'm manifesting now, things are coming to my life. So I'm just gonna settle here. I'm just gonna get real comfortable and get unconscious. It's often where addiction comes in, right? If we don't want to face parts of ourselves, we need to invite something there. So whenever that thing's gonna get triggered, we run to it. We create a story and we run to it. And it's about chasing feeling better. I want to feel better. And we were all programmed that way, right? Mostly here in what I've noticed in America, that capitalistic, extreme capitalism culture program people into, you have to always feel good. And spiritual awakening means that you just gonna, I don't even have a word for it, because what I found is in this level of like the stuckness is the indifference, ignorance. Oh, if it doesn't touch me, it doesn't exist. Total indifference, and calling it neutrality, right? It's a form of escapism, really, because that means we don't want to own our own suffering. So we don't want to see the suffering in the world. We don't own our own darkness. So we don't want to look into the darkness in the world. We're like acting like it's not there, right? And the truth is that life will kick our ass, and it's a gift. So if life is kicking your ass right now, it's a gift. It means your higher self and your guides are really helping you to get on the right track. Whew, that just came out. Just take a deep breath, all of us. Just let it sink. Just notice what's happening in your body. And there might be trigger, right? You might feel very uncomfortable. Own that freaking trigger. That's a gift. There's a gift in that trigger. Meet it. Start releasing that from your body. Notice if there is that right or wrong, right? And this whole hilarious thing about good person, bad person. I talk about it in female masterclass, just chasing the idea of being a bad person. You're still trapped in duality. If you're doing it, you don't understand. You're chasing a dream. You're living in a dream world. And again, I would recommend watching all four matrices. I would say a lot of these movies and certain books were way ahead of their time, and this might be really the time to watch them and start understanding what they were really about, right? Because visionaries often seem at their time that they're crazy. And then you realize, oh, this person was a visionary, right? Like Van Gogh, who sold one painting in his whole life, and that was his brother bought it. And now he is the most famous painter, one of the most famous painters on earth. He was a visionary of his time. Nobody was painting like him. Nobody has that level of brain connection and courage. And another thing that I'm also seeing is we're stepping into this fire horse energy, which is a lot of change. And as much as personal spiritual awakening is freaking messy, the collective is messy and is going to be messy. And the guidance I've been really receiving is like, we can look at it as birth. Birth is freaking messy. And for those of you who gave physical birth in this lifetime, it's messy. There's nothing romantic about birth. And we are birthing a new earth. We're birthing a new collective consciousness. And people are choosing which earth they want to be part of. Do you want to keep holding on to that old matrix, worshipping money, looking for love and appreciation and validation outside of yourself, thinking you always have to be young forever and resist aging and death and change, which really means living from fear, because these are things we don't control. We're aging. We're getting older, it's our skin it's not as what it used to be. When I'm doing my workouts and my arms are going down, I'm lying on my belly, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's learn to love yourself in a very new way. So this is about loving ourselves through the changes, not trying to stay young forever. And again, it's not black and white. It's not, oh, I'm just not going to take care of myself like a lot of spiritual and grounded people, right? It's about, okay, I have this body. This body is my sanctuary, and I take care of it because I want to feel good in it. I'm a soul in this body. I want to embody this body, right? But it's not about vanity. It's not about what anybody else thinks, because we do change. And in my teenage years, I had a food disorder for many years, pretty much until mid 20s, and then I didn't really completely heal it until the intuitive training. And I know what it is to be a slave of approval of others. And that's why I learned to love my body through all sorts of changes. If it gains weight, great, I love you. You're amazing. You gained weight. Okay, let's get bigger pants. If it loses weight, okay, this is great. Okay, whoa, I can wear this clothes and feel really good. Awesome. But it doesn't determine how I love myself. Right? So this is the old word. And the new word is about cooperation. It's about realness. It's about not looking for parts of yourselves outside, but realizing they are within us. Kindness, open heart, guidance, being in our bodies, being present, not being in the phones all the time, disconnected from what's happening around, or even when we go in nature, right? There's a difference if you go in nature and keep thinking about your problems this whole time, or if you just open up your heart, feel your feet on the floor and being like, okay, I'm here. And something very magical happens because our hearts are opening. When you get out of your head, you might be noticing that in present moment there's so much magic. So I'm gonna do just this little exercise with you, and I'm gonna cut this and also attach it. So if you want to come back to it, you can just do it without having to listen to this whole video. Part of it is energy of peace. And also a very simple way, if you're kind of feeling like you're getting lost in the head and you keep overthinking a story. I was just in that situation yesterday. How to come back easy. So close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath together. Let's count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's breathe out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's breathe in for 3. Let's breathe out for 4. And you just keep breathing and bring your awareness to your feet. Feel your feet. Breathe into your feet. You can imagine you're drawing the energy of earth from below through your feet on 3. And then you're releasing it for 4. Now feel into your womb. Put one hand on your womb and one hand on your heart. Keep breathing. And notice if your mind starts thinking about something or somebody again, and that's okay. Don't fight it. Mind will keep thinking. Untrained mind is, whoa, a train wreck. So when it happens, just laugh at it. Oh, hamster wheel. And just imagine that hamster in that wheel trained to just run in the wheel. And bring your attention to that hand on your womb and hand on your heart. And breathe through your feet. Bring that earth energy up through your body. And breathe out. And now we're going to draw that earth energy through our feet, through our whole body, through chakras to the crown. And then as we breathe out, we're going to just let it come out, like pouring out a liquid. And notice if a color is coming to you. And again, the earth energy is not only red, that's a very outdated system. So any color that comes to you, that's calming and supportive. So let's do it together. Breathe in until you feel the earth energy for a second, and then breathe out. Let it come out. Let's do it again. Breathe in and breathe out. There you go. Notice how you're feeling. We're going to do one more step. I would like you to align for a moment with energy of peace. And as I say it, notice if a color comes to you. And if it's white, I that's great color, but it's out of body, and we want to actually align with that energy in our body. So if white comes, okay, validate it, great, and then pick another color that's in the rain spectrum of a rainbow. Blah, blah, blah. And just imagine you have a crown, big crown, like a queen on top of your head, not a little princess crown, but a big crown. And let that crown match that color. And keep breathing. And now align that energy from your crown with your heart. Let that energy, that color connect with your heart. And then with your womb. And then let it go down through the base of your spine, down that first chakra to the center of this planet. So we're connected above and rooted below. And let's take another deep breath together. And as you breathe out, become aware of those feet again and open your eyes. How are you feeling? So, what I teach in a beginning meditation class is matching energy. And I come from Europe. And when there was the Second World War, when there was the biggest despair, it was Winston Churchill who had amazing advisor who actually happened to be psychic. There is a lot of psychics in our history. We just don't talk about that. And his name was Edgar to the Pole. He was incredible. He was actually working also as a spy during Second World War. And what he suggested to Winston Churchill was 1 minute of peace. And so what happened, I believe it was at noon every day, the bells would ring and all the people would stop and focus on energy of peace. 1 minute. And that's really what shifted the result of the war. We create this reality together. I will invite you, if this resonates, to do this and maybe do it even several times a day, but at least once. We can find a time of the day or when you feel especially stressed and you feel like you're matching what's happening around and you're getting lost. Take this easy exercise, recenter, match that energy of peace, connect it to your heart, to your womb, and to the center of the planet. I mean, I feel completely different. How long did we do it? A few minutes? So we're in this together. You're amazing, strong, powerful. You're a being of light in this incredible human body. We are creating the new world together, and it's based in cooperation, truth, connection, and kindness. I love you. Bye.